Let you all open all your three eyes.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Nithyananda, Jnana Paddhati Manual, under the guidance of Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. Let's start with the Sadguru Vandanam. Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasadusham Tattvamasyaadilakshya Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Let's go through the disclaimers. Security measures. No photography, video, audio recording. Important cautions. Please be aware of the important cautions. What is spa manifestation? Let's hear from Bhagavan himself explaining what is spa manifestation.
All the 25 states of consciousness, when they happen in you due to your chemicals and hormones ups and downs, it is powerlessness. When it happens in you out of your free will and consciousness, it is powerfulness. That's all. When you fall into sleep, it is powerlessness. When you enter into sleep, it is powerfulness. When you fall into dream, it is powerlessness. When you decide to dream, it is powerfulness. So I have added the ultimate powerfulness, Turiyatita, in your whole being and doing. Manifest all the powers. Understand, power manifestation is nothing but cognitive shift. It is not work. It is cognitive shift. Understand? It is just cognitive shift. It's not work. Work is a 4-letter word. Power manifestation is cognitive shift, playing with life, playing with being alive. Static matter, dynamic activity, strategic existence, all these three has no boundary. You are one with it. You are alive in everything. Everything listens to you. Everything decides as you want. Power manifestation is cognitive shift, raising your frequency, not work.
Now let's understand who is Paramashiva. Bhagavan himself has beautifully explained the Paramashiva in all of us.
Paramashiva does manifestation, maintenance, rejuvenation, pulling out of delusion and liberation. He resides in his supreme Paramashiva Swarupa as Ajomuha or Adhomuha, unborn, beyond form, formlessness. Is Paramashiva Swarupa. That Paramashiva Swarupa manifests with these 5 faces as Sadashiva, Tatpurusha, Vamadeva, Ahora, Satyojata, Ishana. 5 faces he manifests and does the Panchakritya, Srishti, manifestation, Sthiti, sustenance, Samhara, rejuvenation, Trobhava, pulling out of delusion, Anugraha, liberation. Understand? He does all these 5 jobs. Through these 5 phases. Now listen carefully. Tatpurusham, Vamadevam, Satyojatam, Ahoram, Ishanam. These 5 phases does Panchakrityas. Each phase, each dimension is not just one F-A-C-E phase, P-H-A-S-E phase. It's not just F-A-C-E, P-H-A-S-E. Understand? The creation, not just creation getting created, even sustenance need to be created. Destruction need to be created, and pulling out of delusion need to be created. Liberation need to be created. Then creation, manifestation need to be maintained. Maintenance, sthiti itself need to be maintained. Destruction, samhara, the rejuvenation need to be sustained, maintained when it is happening. Pulling out of delusion, Trobhava, need to be maintained when it is happening. And Anugraha, liberation, need to be maintained when it is happening. Those micromilliseconds when it is happening. So understand, Satyojata Murti as 5 phase, Ishana Murti as 5 phase, Vamadeva Murti as 5 phase, Agora Murti has 5 phase, Tatpurusha Murti has 5 phase. So, Tatpurusha Murti as is 5 phase, Agora Murti has is 5 phase, Vamadeva Murti has his 5 face. Satyojata Murti has his 5 face. Ishana Murti has his 5 face. All these 5 Murtis, 5 faces put together is 25 faces of Mahasadashiva.
Bhagavan beautifully explained Paramashiva. Now, who is His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam? Let's hear from Bhagavan himself. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, is a reviver of Kailasha, the ancient enlightenment civilization, the great cosmic borderless nation. Is an avatar from and is a supreme pontiff of Hinduism. His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, has made science of power manifestation, yoga, temple-based university for humanity, Sovereign Order of Kailasha, led by His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, and Nithyananda Order of Monks, Nuns, Hindu diasporas are working for global peace to give superconscious breakthrough to humanity. Nithyananda Hindu University, world's largest with extended campus in 150 countries, is collecting, organizing, preserving, time-capsuling, decoding, spreading and reviving 20 million source books of Hinduism and 64 sacred arts, science like Ayurveda, music, dance, sculpting, astrology, Vastu, and many more. His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, is 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of Shamalapita Sarvanyapita, ancient apex body of Hinduism and present emperor of Suryavamsa Surangi Swamrajyam. His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, has survived the worst persecution of multiple assassination attempts on person and character by anti-Hindu elements. Beautifully, Bhagavan now explains who is His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Everything is infinitely powerful. You realize your potentiality. You establish yourself in the completion, space of completion. You are God, that's all. All of us are gods. The first experience is that I was able to see everything around me, above me, the whole 360 degree. I realized not only I was able to see, I was able to feel, experience the skin of the stone on rock on which I was sitting and the skin of this body. Both carry me equally. In both I exist equally. Sangha is a place where the tattvas are taught to you, and till it becomes satya, you are supported. Akhadas are basically founded by Sadashiva himself. All is ganas, Shiva ganas. Exactly the word gana means. In your length, breadth, depth, if you are filled by Shiva, you are Shiva gana. All the Shiva ganas formed the first Akhada. Later on, much later, Kapila Muni organizes Mahanirvani Akhada. Then all other Akhadas. Mahamandaleshwar of Mahanirvani Akhada, the oldest apex body of Hinduism, I welcome every one of you. What I am teaching is from original Agamas Yogapada, The science very clearly declares, Sadashiva is very clear, manifestation of these powers happen when you experience oneness with Sadashiva. When you choose your Guru, the best thing is find a person who is enlightened, experienced, who can play with energy, who can directly transmit experience to you, and who is in tune with the original Shastras, the source of the knowledge. All the revealed scriptures available about the yoga directly by Sadashiva for you to do research, study, practice, question the people who teach.
The science of power manifestation is a gift to the humanity which is authentic, time-tested, scientific and foolproof. Diksha, or the initiation from His Divine Holiness, Nithyananda Paramashivam, makes the science directly an experience for the initiates. The experience is directly authenticated by the Pramanas. The Shastra Pramanas, the eternal, unchangeable truth revealed in the source scriptures, the Veda and Agamas. The Apta Pramanas, the experience of the Rishis, Munis, Ganas, Nayanamars, Alvars and Siddhars, who are the authority of Hinduism, who have scientists who time-tested and verified the science of power manifestation. The Atma Pramanas are the avatar who land on the planet Earth to give a superconscious breakthrough to humanity. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, this millennium's avatar, personal experience of power manifestation. Shakti Pramanas, or the experience of the millions of disciples, devotees and followers initiated into the science of power manifestation by Bhagavan himself. Pratyaksha Pramanas, or the scientific studies which can be measuring the effect of being in the enlightened state.
Nithyananda Jnana Paddhati, powerful cognition for manifesting the power of levitation, and from the Bhagavad Gita decoded. Let's go to Bhagavan Satsang.
Very difficult to comprehend. How can it happen? Or how it happened? All I can say is, I promise again, it is truth, it happened, that's all. No other way I can explain intellectually. Simply the whole thing I was able to see. And not only I was able to see, the next moment I was able to feel, not only I am seeing, it is me. Whatever I was seeing, whether the plants, or the hill, or the temple, or the city, whatever I was able to see, I felt the whole thing is just me. First, I was just pulled inside. Next moment, I was able to see complete this 360 degree and this 360 degree. And next step, I felt it is completely me. The whole thing is me. It was such an ecstatic experience, such an intense experience. It took more than at least 3-4 hours for me to open my eyes. After few hours only I opened the eyes and I felt like I have the bliss fever. Same feverish mood but blissful, not suffering. 3 days that mood continued. And after that, suddenly the tremendous fear took over me. Tremendous fear that something wrong has happened to me. And I tell you exactly what happened in my mind. I thought there is some ghost sitting on that rock. That day evening,
it was evening, the ghost caught hold of me. And now I escaped from the ghost. And I decided never to go to that place again. And I used to go towards that area only to my school. From house to school, if I have to go, I have to cross that area. Not exactly that rock, but that nearby area. I just started taking the other route, which is long route. I stopped going near that area because I thought there is some ghost. And if I go again, it will catch me. Because neither I know what is spiritual experience, nor I know what is cosmos, or I know Brahman or Tattva, Atma, nothing. One elderly sannyasini, she was there. I went and told her that this is what happened to me. She held my hand and saw my energy and told me, you are not possessed by ghost, you are possessed by God. Don't worry, you are not possessed by ghost, you are possessed by God. Of course, she encouraged me to do the meditation, but I never did for at least next 6 months. Next 6 months, I never did any meditation. I was afraid even to close my eyes. I thought that ghost will come and catch me. And one more thing, I never again went near that rock. After, I think next year, after year two, one of my classmate, I met him. He is my close friend. We used to play together and we used to go to the temple and all those things. And he is also a little interested in that puja, meditation, all those things. So I took him to the temple and made him sit in one corner. And I started telling him, hey, few days ago I went and sat in that hill, something happened to me, and suddenly from that day I am able to see all the 360, all the front and back. I don't know what happened to me. That guy still is there, and actually he is now coming out with his reminiscences. What he felt first when I came and told him. Just next day, I am a small 12-year-old boy, and I am catching one of my friends, and I am telling him, I am able to see all the side. I don't know what happened to me. And not only that, he said, fool, what are you talking? Something has happened to you. And I told him, no, if you try to keep some coin or anything behind my head, I will tell you what is there. And I started telling him, you see that ant which is there, it is slowly coming up. There was a small tree. In the tree the ant is coming up. Am I right? And he put some coin or something. And he said, now which side I am showing? I said, head. He turned, now you are showing tail. And he did something like these few things. When I told everything clearly, till then he was smiling and laughing. I told everything clearly. Fellow, first thing he did is just move a little bit. That side. And then he told me, I am urgently feeling to go for one. I will come back, be here. Within 1 minute I will come back. I will go to the one and come back. He ran, never came back. And I am sitting there. And he never came back. Now actually, he came to the ashram. He told to one of our disciples, I am the first person who received energy darshan, but I missed it. I am the first person who received energy darshan, but I missed it. Because neither I know what is happening, I myself don't know what is happening. What was happening? Fellow got frightened and ran away. And I am shouting, hey, come here. Go to the rock, you will also experience this. If you want to know this, if you want to understand this, go to the rock. You will also see. And said, I neither want to go to that rock, nor I want to have all these things. Something has happened to you. I'll go and tell your mother, and they should take you to doctor. They should take you to doctor. He ran away. Anyhow, Even though the fear was there, the fever of bliss, the whole body was boiling with joy and ecstasy. Once in a while, I used to have that small temptation. Even if it is ghost, what is there? I can go and sit, let it catch once more. It is really nice. It is really nice. After all, it is so blissful. But other side, fear. Usually the story which we hear, ghost will eat you and you will die. That side, fear, one side. That type of fear. The other side, it is so joyful, so blissful. Never I understood what exactly happened. At least for next 1 year. After that, again I had a great opportunity of meeting one more enlightened person. He gave me the whole clear explanation, and of course the seeking started after this experience. Only after this experience it has become intense. Of course, after that 9 years of long tapas, all the tapas is done only to have that experience again. And next time when it came back, I think body and mind was ready. It never left. It just stayed with the being. I think that vision of 360 degree is what Krishna says, Divya Chakshu, divine eye, Trinetra, the third eye, or Anya Chakra. With 2 eyes, you can see only 120 degree. When the third eye opens, not only this 360 and this 360 also, you will start experiencing the whole thing as you are. And just you feel the whole thing is you. That is what the cosmic consciousness. What Krishna calls us? Cosmic consciousness.
Beautifully, Bhagavan said, what is Chakshu and what is cosmic consciousness? That you feel as a whole than the part. We miss always the part because we are not the whole. When we are whole, it's divine I, divine consciousness. With that, let's go to Shastra Pramana for the power of levitation.
Is taken from the Jnana Bhairava Tantra, Sutra 82, Dharana 57. Asane shayane stitva niradharam vibhavayan swadeham manaksikshine shanadakshina sayo bhavet asane shayane stitva niradharam vibhavayan swadeham manasikshine shanadakshina shayo bhavet.
Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, Sutra 82, Dharana 57. Bhagavan Paramashiva says, being situated on the comfortable seat or on the bed, firmly cognize that your own body is without any support or the base from anywhere. It is resting on nothing. By holding this cognition, when the mind becomes worn away and thoughtlessness arise, then in the instant, one becomes weightlessness and experience the space beyond the mind, the space of Paramashiva. Bhagavan beautifully described every inch of his experience, how he felt after his first experience at the age of 12, and how he thought everything that belongs is him. The 360 degrees, both sides happened, all sides happened, that he could see anyone, anywhere from the cosmic vision, Chakshu, that Krishna is talking about. How powerful it is when we experience the ultimate, that we are oneness with everything, then we can see everything, we can be part of everything, we can change everything because we are everything. It's literally, you are consciousness, you can mold everything, you can precisely tell what is going to happen, what is coming, because you are the one who's making the reality happen and projecting it constantly. When you are in the space of oneness with Paramashiva, that declaring you are Paramashiva, and again and again and again, when you start feeling that, simply the weightlessness happens and suddenly it clicks with you and you start levitating. The minute you know you are not the body, you are not the mind, you are Paramashiva, the consciousness who's creating the body and the mind, the unclutching from the body and the mind, making it light, and simply you experiencing the ultimate makes you levitate and makes you experience the higher consciousness that you are Paramashiva, manifesting all the powers of Paramashiva. With this powerful cognition, let's go to the Atma Pramana, Apta Pramana. Apta Pramana for levitating the yantra on the palm. Here, this is from the source Markandeya Purana, Canto 20. Markandeya Purana, Canto 20, and here he says, the Kubalya, his horse mentioned in Markandeya Purana, Ridhutvad, is a son of a king, Shatrujit, a Brahmin named Ghallav, lived in the king Shatrujit's kingdom. One day he arrived in the court of the king riding a horse and said, "O king, for the past many months a wretched demon has been tormenting me and causing severe disturbance in my daily routine. He is capable of taking any guise at will, disguising as an elephant, lion, tiger, wolf, and many other wild animals. He terrorized me. It has been very difficult for me to do any of my meditation. One day, in my frustration, I let out the deep sigh, and as soon as I did so, this divine horse descended from the sky, and I heard heavenly voice which said, "O Brahmin, this horse is capable of circumambulating the entire earth without getting tired. It can climb lofty mountains effortlessly and can also run in any of the three worlds within the same speed. Hence, the horse shall be renounced as Kulvalya. Kulvalya. Riding it, the son of the king, Shatrugajit, will kill the demon that torment you day and night. O king, that is the reason why I have arrived in your court with this horse. Kindly accept this and instruct your son to ride it and kill the demon." The king Shatrujit saw his son Dithrujavad off with a Brahmin riding the divine horse. How beautifully they all lived in a world of possibility where the demons and the beautiful gifts from Kailasha simply gets downloaded, and Shatrujit was an amazing king where he has trained his son to manifest all the realities. Now with that, let's go to the Atma Pramana, Bhagwan's Leela.
So many SJPs, Sarvanya Pitas, celebrating Navaratri. I am seeing very clearly the grace of Parashakti on us, on Kailasa, on our Sangha. Last year Navaratri, we had only one Sarvanya Pita. That is Adi Kailasa, Biddi. Now, I just can't, how we multiplied. How many Sarvanya Pitas everywhere happening? And you guys have a lot more good news. By the end of Navaratri, we are going to have at least 4 more Sarvagna Pitas getting added. Properties coming, litigations getting solved, all the auspicious things happening. Understand, Devi's grace, Para Shakti's grace. We are just expanding. Beautifully, the Kailasa is happening everywhere. Madurai, Gujarat, Ichapuram. How many have expanded? Tiruvannamalai, Rajapalayam, Kashi, Trinidad. How many are joining and expanding? Understand,
Do you believe that hard work is what it takes to be successful? I know this sounds bad, but I think it's one of the most bullshit.
it's all about celebrating because you are consciousness. Listen, celebrate yourself because you are consciousness. When you celebrate yourself because you are consciousness, you attract too many good things. You attract too many wonderful things. I was explaining about the science of levitation from yesterday. Understand, each fundamental force has its own Sankhya, rational, logic. Please listen. The word Sankhya, I am roughly translating it into rational, logic, but it is too superficial word. Like if you translate the word Jivan Mukta into enlightened being, how soppa it looks. Same way only, the Sankhya, if you translate that word into rational or logic, it is soppa. But no other word. Maybe I can come up with a new word called multidimensional logic. Sankhya is multidimensional logic. See, each of the fundamental force, like a gravity, has its own Sankhya, its own Vaiseshika, its own Nayayika. The logic with which it exists, logic with which it operates, logic with which it expands. Listen carefully. The multidimensional logic with each force exists, operates, expands is different. science is still able to grasp only certain dimension of gravity and certain dimension of time, certain dimension of space. I don't think even about space they were able to come to a deeper conclusions. Storage battery for Akasha, space. You may ask, what is the direct use of it? That very mandala, that battery itself can levitate you. I am replicating. Understand, I have already made the first version and it is successful. I am replicating. I do not want to use the first masterpiece I made. I wanted to successfully replicate. So the replicas can be used for all of you to experience it. I remember very precisely. I started teaching all these power manifestation, the courtyard session, to all the Gurukul Balasans. First, I think some 40 or 50 powers I finished and then reached to this levitation level. That is exactly where the attack.
Beautifully, Bhagavan explains the gravitational force and all the beautiful happening, how the levitation happens. And now let's go to the Shakshi Pramanas. Shakshi Pramanas are the millions of disciple devotees all around the world manifesting the powers of Paramashiva and sharing their experience. Here, the manifesting of levitation of Shakti of a Yantra. Here, the devotee has used a Ganesha idol, and you can see how the kg is going down and the weight of the deity is going down. You can do it with 5 people in a group or by individual, but raising it to the 2 centimeters.
Pratyaksha Pramana, scientific studies, what can be measured, measuring the effect of being in enlightenment state. The science of levitation. Fundamentally, levitation on Earth requires an outward force that counters the massive gravitational force of the Earth. In physics, levitation of objects has been performed using magnetic forces, electrostatic forces, gas, etc. One of the known techniques uses materials called diamagnetic materials, which induces a magnetic field in a direction opposite to an externally applied magnetic field. This is an aspect of quantum mechanics whose effect occurs in all materials. The concept of diamagnetics has also been applied to small, water-containing biological systems like mice, which have been levitated at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory. Michio Kushi, born in 1926 in Japan, introduced macrobiotic diet to the West, was seen levitating in front of a group during one of his presentations by a participant, Keith Vernam. Keith Vernam reported what Mushi Kushi had to say about levitating. Levitation is very easy. It is a natural, simple process. You all can do it. The technique is to simple one's mind and clear consciousness. One must eliminate ego and self-absorption and the awareness of the small self. When the awareness of the personality is gone, along with the self-concern and limited beliefs, one can move with the natural laws of the universe. One can utilize the electromagnetic wave energy that moves between the earth and the sun, moon, planets, and all the heavenly bodies in the universe. Source taken from Avatar Shastra, Chapter 10, Science of Miracles, page 194. The Science of Levitation. His Divine Holiness, Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam shares, levitation, Kundalini awakening, Everything happens just through this great truth of entanglement, nothing else. When this entanglement happens, I just give my inner space to you, which is lighter than the outer space. See, there are three kinds of spaces. 1. Katakasha, your inner space. 2. Chitakasha, the space in which your body is sitting. And 3. Parakasha, the cosmic space. If your inner space is heavier than your outer space, you will be glued to the ground. All I do is I make your inner space lighter than the outer space by removing the mass. For those few seconds, you are in entanglement with my inner space, which is purest consciousness. The Katakasha compromises the entire human body, which in turn is made up of 50 trillion cells containing mostly water. 70% of the body is water. At a molecular level, all structures of the human body are composed of atoms and subatomic particles. At atomic and subatomic levels, all atoms are 99% space and 1% mass. However, the space is not empty, but contains energy in the form of strong interactions and electroweak forces. These vast, apparently empty, but energy-containing spaces constitute the Chitakasha, infusion of Kundalini energy into the apparently empty space within the atom. Chitakasha changes the electron orbital into a higher orbital, increasing the empty space of each atom. This creates a larger volume for the same mass, allowing the body to become relatively lighter than before, like the expansion of a helium-filled balloon. The more helium, the lighter, and it flies away. The Chitakasha is ultimately the same as Parakasha. The only dividing line between the form and formlessness is the Katakasha, the body boundary. Source taken from Avatar Shastra, Chapter 10, Science of Miracles, page 202.
Setting up things for moving the yantra above your palm, 2 centimeters. Camera with the timestamp, Jnananjan, and a yantra to manifest the powers. Let's set up the camera. The camera should download the timestamp on the camera. Click on the video. Ensure the time is shown on the screen vividly and clearly. Make sure the camera is facing you and the object yantra, and make sure the place is bright, clean, and very clearly you can visibly see the object. And these are very special moments. Do not miss to record all these things. Guidelines. Turn on the video recording. Apply the Jnananjan on your third eye. Bring your awareness to your third eye. Place the yantra on your palm with a group of 5 people, placing the palm on the flat surface so that it's not slope. And do not touch it after you place it during the manifestation. Through the third eye, move the yantra to lift it for 2 centimeters above your palm. Individually, first you can do as a group, and then you can do as individually. If you feel the heat, vibration, and it's just shaking, wonderful, you've started manifesting the powers. Celebrate the powers that you're manifesting even little. You will simply see the depth of manifestation. Verify the videos authentically. Share the videos with powerful cognition to everybody, and listen to others' experience also. Power manifestation instructions. Let's sit straight, the head, neck, and back in a straight line, so that beautifully the Kundalini energy raises to the Agnya where the manifestation happens. Usually our awareness is on Muladhara, Swadhisthana, and Manipuraha, where navel center, your below navel center. Here, bringing the awareness to your third eye and sitting straight will give us amazing possibility of power manifestation. Now let's understand few words that Bhagavan is repeatedly using. Shakti Pada, oneness, be unclutched, initiation. So here first we will see in Bhagavan's words what is Shakti Pada.
Let me give an introduction about what is Shaktipada process. Please understand. You would have seen or heard about how the chicken sits on the egg and hatches. Of course, in the modern countries, this does not happen. Machine sits on the egg and or egg sits on the machine. In those days, originally when hens and chicken were getting produced on the planet Earth, the hen used to sit on the chicken and hen used to sit on the egg and the chicken will come out of the egg. See, same way, Sadashiva sitting means the ultimate cosmic energy sitting on the individual soul and making the individual soul into cosmic energy is Shaktipada. Hen sitting on the egg and making the chicken happen, same way. You may think, how come, what is going on here? That hen is only sitting just by the body heat of the hen, the egg is becoming chicken. Because no surgery is done and nothing goes inside. It's only sitting. Same way, it is just sitting. It's only the presence. The Shaktipada makes the individual soul into cosmic soul.
Beautifully, Bhagavan explained Shaktipada, how individual soul becomes cosmic soul. And let's listen to initiation.
You see, let me explain the initiation. Initiation is the process beyond your intellectual understanding. The transmission of lamp happens. Now, you understood something intellectually. There is something which is not understood, which can't be transmitted through the words. That is transmitted. That's what we call initiation. Sometimes I tell people that unless you are initiated, the techniques do not create the result. The reason is you do not grasp completely whatever is expressed through words. Initiation is like it just transmits whatever need to be transmitted beyond logic and beyond words. People ask me why to wear this bracelet or this mala and all those things. This all will remind you. Why bracelet in the hand? It will remind you, before eating, did you meditate? It's a constant reminders. Before eating, let you be reminded, did you do the meditation? That is why this bracelet. That is why this mala. That is why this external things. Sometimes this external things does a big job of reminding you constantly. That is why take the help of external things also, nothing wrong. People ask me, why we can just be spiritual without having external things? If you can, really you are welcome. But I don't think anybody who speaks in that way is successful. I've never seen people becoming successful, avoiding the external things, just having internal things. And it is just a nice way of escaping from yourself.
Beautifully, Bhagavan explained initiation. Let's listen to be unclutched. What is to be unclutched?
The thoughts, every thought is independent, illogical, unconnected, and unclutched. Because the gap between two thoughts is too small. The neutral space between the two thoughts is too small. You think all the thoughts are connected and it is in the shape form. It is not. By your very nature, every thought is independent, illogical, unconnected, and unclutched. Between every thought, you experience a neutral space. When you change the gear, whether you go from neutral to 1 or 1 to 2 or 2 to 3 or 3 to 4 or 4 to whatever gears you may change, but every time you have to come to the neutral space. Only then you can go to the next gear. Even if you want to go from 2 to 3, you have to come to the neutral space. Only then you can go to 3. Same way, between every thought, you experience a neutral space. You experience a neutral space between every thought. Between every thought. That neutral space, that silence is what I call peace or bliss. The peace which exists, the bliss which exists already in you, between every thought, the gap of the thought, the gap between the thoughts, that neutral space is the peace, is the bliss. When you understand you are unconnected, independent, illogical, and unclutched by your very nature, you will start experiencing the neutral space in you, neutral space which exists in you. You will start living from moment to moment in spontaneity. You need to understand one more thing. This technique of being unclutched, it does miracles in your being. In the body level, or in the mental level, or in the being level. In every level, when you understand the truth, by your very nature, you are unclutched. The tremendous quantum transformation. You take a quantum jump. The transformation happens in quantum, not step by step. Just one jump. You take a quantum jump and experience the truth awakening in you.
The oneness space is the most beautiful space that Bhagavan himself is explaining how we are ferocious. Beyond the tiredness and boredom, we can experience the space of oneness and be unclutched.
Oneness is not imagination. Oneness is not visualization. Oneness is not even just declaration. It is your existence. An idea which is you is oneness. The idea which has become part of your very space, which does not tire you or bore you by the passage of the time, is oneness. Mahadeva says in the Agama, Sadashiva beautifully explains in the Agama, Kala, Yama cannot tire you or bring boredom to you if something becomes your space. Devi achieved the blissful state and union with Mahadeva on Shivaratri day because our space became oneness. Anything which brings tiredness or boredom has not yet become your space. If living in this body brings you tiredness and boredom, you are not going to be living in this body forever. When that becomes too much, you are going to drop it and move ahead. If you want to be in oneness forever, it should become part of your space means you should become ferocious with you and break this very tiredness and boredom. Only when you deal you with the ferociousness, you break the tiredness and boredom. With that ferociousness, you need to make oneness as your space. Anything stands as an imagination in the length level, visualization in the breadth level, declaration in the depth level. If you open your time with ferociousness, it just sinks into space level. With this ferociousness, the time layer in you opens, and the oneness from imagination to visualization to declaration, it becomes your space, the way of existence.
The most important, Bhagavan says, being unclutched, understanding the Shaktipada, the oneness space, and chanting the Mahavakya. The Mahavakya, the power of the Mahavakya, pushes you into the higher states of consciousness. Here, Bhagavan himself explains how we can experience the Shaktipada, raised higher consciousness, through Mahavakya.
It's one of the very important revelation by Sadashiva. All the electronic equipments work when the electrons are made to vibrate. That happens by the light. When the electricity is supplied, the light particle vibrates, the electronic equipment starts working. Just like that, the spiritual power and the umbilical cord connection, spiritual umbilical cord connection between you and me, it works with sound particle. For example, my integrity with the cosmos, Sadashiva, Mahasadashiva, it reverberates in certain level of frequency. When you are integrated to me, you also start reverberating in the same frequency. If your integrity goes down, that is when you start connecting with me only as a manager or this organization head or your Purvashram father, mother. Your connection with me goes down to the lower level if the integrity gets reduced. I was wondering, what is the way we can bring people to the higher integrity immediately and the feeling connection, so they start manifesting the powers, they start staying in the space of Sadashivatva. Sadashiva revealed a beautiful sound. I can tell you, this is like a password. At any point, if you are not able to bring yourself to oneness, you are a little shaken, disturbed, or for some reason, you are not able to bring yourself to oneness. This is like a password. You type, whether your mind feels connected or not, the energy will start flowing in you beyond the depth dimension. You see, all mind oscillation, restlessness, all mental idea based feeling connected or not feeling connected is only length, breadth, depth level, not in the space level. But this sound will straight infuse energy from the space level. Like for example, if the power goes off, automatically the generator will get switched on and the power supply will be going on. So end result will not be lost. Whether government power supply or the generator power supply, end result will not be stopped. So whenever you feel little that oneness is, you are not catching it, just feed this password. Immediately the oneness will open up And you will start manifesting the powers, energy, and the whole space will shift. It is directly from Sadashiva. It's a beautiful sound. I don't even want to say it's a mantra. It is not even a mantra because there is no meaning in it. You can't derive a meaning for it. It just flashed like a password for all the initiations I am giving. One single password for all the initiations I am giving. And the initiations I gave, I am giving, I will be giving for all that. This is like one password. Don't even repeat like a mantra. Just feed like a password and it will just open up. Your whole being will open up. Listen carefully. It starts with the vibration Om. Listen and then repeat. Om. Very deep. Om. Nithyananda. Nithyananda. Maha Sadashivoham.
So Bhagavan gave beautiful explanation of how you can be in Shakti Pada. Visualize Paramashiva who has come down as Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam from Kailasha. Remembering Paramashiva in your third eye, again and again, bringing your awareness to your third eye simply makes you manifest powers. Absolute unclutching. How Bhagavan said, the neutral zone, nothing ever touches the screen. Like same way, the movie does not touch the screen, whether it is happening in ferocious or any soft, beautiful, nothing touches the screen. Be unclutched like the screen. And to experience the state of Paramashiva, your inner space being completely unclutched. Complete completion to experience the space of Paramashiva. Inside us, the complete completion happens when we are in tune with Paramashiva. That everything is redundant and irrelevant. The essence of completion is irrelevant. Nothing matters in your life because everything is complete completion. Oneness with Paramashiva. How Bhagavan said, in ferocious breaking the boredom and tiredness, just being in the space of oneness with Paramashiva to manifest the powers of Paramashiva. Tyaga as Paramashiva is your only strength, now declaring complete integrity with Bhagavan to experience the being of Paramashiva. How Bhagavan said, chanting the Mahavakya raises your frequency and that is your only strength to manifest any reality. Being in this beautiful space of Paramashiva, you can experience such a beautiful space, state, powers, and becoming the being of Paramashiva, manifesting whatever you want. Now, you will be manifesting the powers, watching the oneness capsule, and chanting the Mahavakya, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. We'll be playing the Mahavakya and the oneness capsule for you to manifest powers. At end of the Mahavakya, you can start with the verification and sharing and causing. Thank you.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Verification process for lifting the yantra 2 centimeters above your palm. No video editing, no video should be stopped or restarted during the process. All video should be verified with the timestamp. If your body is moving too much, please settle down. Do not use any logical way to move the yantra on the palm or external ways to move the yantra on the palm. Make sure the surface is flat, that the yantra is not slowly falling apart. If the yantra on the palm is lifting in air 2 centimeters above the palm, then you are fully manifesting. You should use your other hand to show the hand is moving freely above and below the yantra to show there is no string attached. Authentically, only let the yantra move by itself 2 centimeters above, not try to vibrate it or use your hand tricks. Thank you for manifesting this power. We are the end of the power manifestation, but most important part of the power manifestation. Here, we are going to share all that you have manifested with the social media groups. Here we have Sri Kailasha Kotyar Manifesting Power groups. Thousands of people are part of that. And you can share there and you can post your powerful cognition and the videos. The link is tinyurl.com/power manifestation. It is at the left corner of the page. You can click on it and you can post your beautiful experience in the power manifestation group. Why sharing and causing is very important part of power manifestation. Bhagavan beautifully explains that sharing is pulling us out of delusion and causing is liberating us. We are the ones who need to start experiencing the higher states of reality, how we need to exist. Beautifully, Bhagavan explains when you are sharing with others the ultimate beautiful multidimensional logic, your brain rewires into the higher space of consciousness, the Turyatita state. Again and again, when you experience even a little bit, you share with the world, your experience becomes reality. Same thing when you cause others to come and get initiated for higher reality, you are caused into the higher purpose, the ultimate reality. Bhagavan says extreme causing, extreme power manifestation is extreme causing. So beautifully he explains how our strength is declared on Paramashiva. The power manifestation happens exactly in tune to that. And sharing with the world, continuously reiterating ourselves the experience that we had from the powerful cognition and manifesting the space of Paramashiva, the state of Paramashiva, the beings of Paramashiva, we become Paramashiva. Go on sharing and causing, which is the most important part of how you have experienced your reality. When you go to a temple, we pray and we see that beautiful experience happen in us, and then share with the world that how amazing the temple experience has manifested as your reality. Same way, when you manifest powers, when you share with the world, it becomes more and more the depth cognition of you, and you will be experiencing more powers. Even if you're manifested very small, it does not matter the quantity. Bhagavan says the quality is important. If it is authentic, please go ahead and share with the world. Do not doubt, have self-doubt, self-denial, self-hatred come and block anything. Experience the ultimate in deep seeking and gratitude. Bhagavan manifest in you with a deep prayer, that asking Bhagavan to make this reality as your existential reality. With that, let's end with the Purna Mantra. Thanking Bhagavan for all these great experience. We have come to the end of the Power Manifestation course, and we end with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamadashyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhavate Sri Nithyananda Parameshwaram Padaka Arpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you for participating in the Jnana Paddhati, Nithyananda Jnana Paddhati course. Please go ahead and select more power manifestation and every day experience the ultimate reality for yourself. Nithyananda.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham